Hi, welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that we linked with a January transfer move to Arsenal. All about Alexis Sanchez once again today. Is he going to Manchester City? Is he going to Manchester United? I think we're going to find out clearer after today's game against Bournemouth. If he doesn't start in that game, I think that tells you all you need to know, that he's definitely out of the club. We know he's out of the club anyway, but maybe that might indicate that he might go as early as this week. Now, the other really interesting thing is that Liverpool are apparently now also in the running as well. So that's Manchester City, Manchester United and Liverpool all trying to get the signature of our best player in January, and he's going to go to one of them. And I think this just, it's almost like for me, when Alexis Sanchez does leave, which will be sometime this month, let's have it right, he's going. That for me is going to be the day when the decline of Arsenal is confirmed. When he walks out and you see him holding up either a Man City or Man United, I don't think he'll end up going to Liverpool, but he holds up one of those two shirts, that's confirmation that we're just, you know, the decline is complete for me. That your best player, mid-season, is joining one of your rivals. Well, I don't even know if they're rivals anymore. They're so far ahead of us in everything, in transfers, in everything, apart from earning money, because we earn loads of money, in some cases more money than those clubs. You know, the decline for me is complete, but it's just so frustrating. This is amongst one of the worst windows ever, because, you know, you're just seeing players leaving left, right and centre. You don't even know who's staying at the club right now. So it's so frustrating. Now, the person who looks like he's going to be the player that's going to replace Alexis Sanchez, definitely the favourite to replace him, is Malcolm. Remember, Arsene Wenger was asked about him in his press conference on Friday. He said he's a good player, but said, listen, nothing's happening at the moment, but it looks like something is happening. His representatives were in London yesterday. They even posted photographs of them being in London. They've been in talks with Arsenal. Tottenham are apparently interested as well, but they've dropped out of the race. So they've been in talks with Arsenal. Now, Arsenal apparently want to pay about £35 million for Malcolm. Bordeaux want 45 million. They're holding out for £45 million. He's only 20, so he's young. He's been identified by our new scouting team, so you listen, you've got to have faith in them. They were up Dortmund and discovered guys like Dembele, etc. So this guy, we know, is a very, very good talent. The only problem is, as I said, he's not, you know, how can he, a 20-year-old, coming into the Premier League, which is a completely different league, replace Alexis Sanchez? It would be a long-term signing for me. It's a guy that maybe in next season or season after could develop into being the new Alexis or whatever. But at this moment in time, he's going to come in and he's going to be very new to a very tough division. And, you know, he's a prospect. To replace Alexis Sanchez, you need to be looking at buying like a real top, ready-made type of player who's used to the terrain. And for me, that's somebody like a Riyad Mahrez. But for me, I look at a Malcolm, and I'm not denying that he's a good player, but I look at Malcolm and it looks like an easy deal to get done in January. You know what I mean? It's Bordeaux, they're not a very big club. You can go in, throw like 35 to 45 million at it and they'll do it. It's easier to get done than Lamar, for instance, which we know is going to be very expensive, going to be very hard to get him away from Monaco in January. It's easier to do than Riyad Mahrez, who is playing really, really, another good game for him yesterday against Chelsea, will be very difficult to get done, and will, if it can get done, will cost a lot of money. And it just strikes to me as an easy deal to get done. And for me, we should be getting this guy regardless of whether Alexis Sanchez is going or not, because we're probably going to lose Theo Walcott as well. So I don't know. The transfer dealings at Arsenal, we know what it's all about. We were linked today, or shall I say yesterday, to Angel Di Maria as well, of PSG. And yet another one of those players at PSG that was finding it really difficult to get into the team at the moment because of the arrival of Neymar. Apparently PSG offered him up to Arsenal, but Angel Di Maria himself not keen on a move to Arsenal after his experiences at Manchester United. He's not very keen on moving back over to England. So unlikely to happen, but it's a link that's been out there. And Mesut Ozil, we still don't know what's happening with Mesut Ozil. Again, we don't know if he'll play today. He didn't train, I don't think, at the yesterday. He's been carrying this knock, or is he? Because there's a lot of fans out there that I've spoken to, and they're like, a slight knock to his knee. Transfer speculation. Imagine if we, as I said this yesterday, imagine if we lost both of those. If we lost Alexis to City, say, and Ozil to United. I mean, honestly, the big wigs at the club, including Arsene Wenger, better think very seriously about their next steps and their next move, because to appease the fans, they're going to have to make some very good signings to replace these guys. You know, Malcolm is not going to appease Arsenal fans, because this guy's not going to be able to come in and just instantly drop right in and do the sort of job that Alexis Sanchez is doing. So they need to think seriously about what they're doing. And this, you know, forget January. This summer coming up is going to be huge for Arsenal. Is Wenger going to stay? Number one. And what transfers are they going to make? And what transfers can they make with Arsene Wenger only having 1 year left on his contract then, and a load of uncertainty to do with him? Nobody's got a long-term contract no more at Arsenal, even the manager. It's a joke. It's a joke. So listen, it is what it is. Let's see what happens. The game against Bournemouth today, Arsenal is a must-win game for them. If they lose that or draw that, it all comes back on top again. All this transfer speculation becomes even more worse. It's a mess. Thanks for watching the show today, and we'll be back tomorrow.
Subscribe to ArsenalFanTV.